Welcome back to Yogaxpress. It's all about moving the body to still the mind. My name is Banu Suresh. I'm a yoga teacher. I also produce this show, Yogaxpress, on Manhattan Neighborhood Network. And today, at our request, at the request of Judy Jacob to my right, and at my request, personal request, we have Natalie Polinger, a yoga teacher who trained with me. We trained together in New York City, and now she teaches in Paris. So I'm going to reintroduce Natalie in just a moment. First, before I forget my manners, I'd like to thank our crew. We have Angela Vecedo on the switchboard right in the back. She's basically our director. She takes care of everything, but she also has Rich assisting her, and Brian Breton, who is in charge of all these lights, the gobos, the logo. Logo was created by me, but Brian was the one who made it look so beautiful. So thank you all for hanging in there. And Barbara was with us in another episode previously. I think she might still be there today. If she's not, Barbara, thank you for being with us here the last time. Judy, Natalie, before I move on to Natalie, I'd like Judy to say a few words. Judy, we have not had you on for a very long time. So what have you been up to in the last
I've been busy,
500 episodes?
But I haven't been doing any yoga. So I'm really looking forward to stretching and getting back my bones into a nice stretch position to be able to walk up and down stairs and have energy.
Didn't it feel great when she was on the last time?
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to a repeat performance.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Natalie.
Yeah, your ladies are just so lovely. The best students ever.
We had the best time. It was so good. And I'm coming back after a long time too, taping and actually stretching right here on the mats. I've been up to a lot of things, a little bit in and out of trouble, but mostly good things. I go to India once a year to take care of my mom. Natalie, now, enough about me. We'd like our viewers to know more about you, but basically you're going to also help us stay in touch with you. How can our viewers reach you? You're on Facebook?
Yes, you can reach me on Facebook. I have my Facebook page there. You can reach me through Natalie Polinger Yoga on the screen, on Instagram. Feel free, just drop me a note and we can connect together.
Do you teach online as well?
I don't teach online yet, but it's a great idea. I should do that. Yes.
Yeah, you should consider that. $1 downloads, 10-minute stretching. No, great. I think that would be great because you're teaching in Paris now.
Exactly. I teach in Paris and I have the community here in New York where I used to teach. And yeah, it would be a great idea.
Would be good, yeah. I know my husband wants to know because we trained together, right?
Yes.
So he's the one who's been putting the investment in. He went, so when are you going to make money? I said, look, I'm so happy being where I am. And we have this wonderful company right here. We have wonderful crew, great folks. I don't need the money because finally money is supposed to buy. I mean, yeah, of course, we all need money, right? I don't want to be a Mother Teresa. I also need money. But, sometimes if money is intended to buy some happiness, and if it makes you happy, right here on the mat, come stretch with us. We're an open show. We're a walk-in show. Those of you who don't know about us, just understand that we are one of the few open studios in the whole of North America and one of the largest as well. The best kept secret in New York City. Natalie, what do you have planned for us today?
Well, I have planned a moving meditation. So we're going to be moving through a meditation, conscious about our breathing. And so just enjoy and listen to your own body.
And listen to Natalie's instructions, right?
Exactly. So we're going to start by lying on our backs.
Okay.
With our knees bent, our feet closer towards our hips, so the soles of your feet are on the ground, approximately hip-width apart. And then from here, we're just going to start off by some rolling bridges. So on your inhale, lift your hips high up, and you can lift your arms overhead. And then on the exhale, lower all the way back down onto the mat. And then again, breathe in, lift your hips high up, your arms overhead. And exhale, lower all the way back down. And again, breathe in, lift your hips high up, your arms overhead. Exhale to lower back down. And one more time, inhale. Lift your hips high up, arms overhead, and this time stay here. And maybe you can lift your hips slightly higher. And then on your next exhale, lower all the way back down onto the mat. And then from here you can take your right foot and just cross your foot over your left thigh. And then with your hands, reach towards the inside of your left thigh and pull your left thigh closer to you. So you're just wrapping your hands around. Your left foot is flexed.
I need an arm extension.
And then it's a mixture of pulling and pushing. So while you're pulling your left thigh closer to you, you're going to push your right knee a little bit further away. So you should feel a hip opening.
Yeah.
We're doing pigeon lying on the back. So we're opening our hips. And at the same time, we're stretching our thighs and our left foot and relaxing our shoulders down. And then you can slowly lower your foot back onto the mat, release your thigh, and then lower your right foot onto the mat, and then cross your other foot over your right thigh, and then same as before, reach towards the inside of your right thigh and try to flex your right toes. And then it's an action of pulling and pushing, so you're pulling your right thigh closer to you, and at the same time you're pushing your left knee away, and just enjoy this beautiful stretch.
I need a
It's
pedicure.
really powerful. Don't judge your toes. It's fine. And then you can lower
I love the way she said that.
your
Don't judge your
foot back
toes.
down. You can release your thigh. Yeah, we're too harsh on ourselves. You can lower your foot back down. And then just tuck both of your knees into your chest and give yourself a beautiful hug, a squeeze. And then from here you can start to bend your feet towards the ceiling and hold on to the outside of your feet and try to bend your knees and bring your knees closer towards your armpits. Your feet are parallel towards the ceiling. We're in a happy baby pose. And you can smile here. Imagine that you're a happy baby,
Oh, yeah.
just having some fun on the yoga mat. And maybe you rock a little bit from side to side. So that's another hip opening, what we're doing here without maybe even really realizing it, how powerful it is for our
Right.
body.
Right.
Yeah, it's not about doing like really crazy postures without creating a big effect on our body. Even these poses are the most important. And then you can hug your knees again into your chest. And from here you can go all the way onto the right side into a fetal-like position. And then just connect with the earth underneath of you. Stay here for a breath in this fetal pose. And then push your hands onto the ground and come up into all fours, into a tabletop position. Your hands are underneath of your shoulders, your hips, and your knees are in line. And then from here, on your inhale, you can curve your spine and you can look up. And on your exhale, you can just round your spine into a beautiful cat pose to release any tension in the back. And then again, inhale to look up. Open your shoulders. And exhale, coil. And one more time. Inhale to look up. And exhale to coil. And then you can come back into a neutral pose Place your hands a few inches in front of your shoulders. Press your fingers really wide. Stabilize your hands and then start to tuck your toes under. And lift your hips up into a downward facing dog. And you can keep your knees bent here. And then start by pedaling off your feet so that you are awakening your body parts. So maybe you bend one knee, you extend the other one. And just awaken your toes by rolling them on the mat, on the ground.
Since we have new viewers every time, I want our viewers to understand, please do not practice on a rug as I'm doing. If you don't have access to a mat, wear socks with rubber dots. You need traction, unless you're on the grass.
And then you can slowly start to extend your legs, but you can always keep a micro bend in the knees and then extend your arms. Relax your shoulders, let your head just fold forward. Bring your hips high up and try to distribute the weight between your hands and your feet in your downward facing dog. And then on your next inhale, start to bend your knees a lot. Look forward between your hands to prepare. And at the bottom of your exhale, walk all the way to the front in teeny tiny little steps.
I remember, Natalie, you used to float to your hands, remember? In
You can
class?
also jump if you
Yeah,
want.
you used to float, not me.
And you
Not
can
me.
fold forward here, bend your knees so that your belly is touching your thighs.
Oh, that's easy.
Maybe hold on to your opposite elbows and gently roll from side to side, or you can even roll forward as if you're saying yes to the yoga class. Relax your head. Let go of your arms and let yourself be really heavy, your head be heavy, and then vertebra by vertebra come all the way up. And breathe in to draw a beautiful circle with your arms. And exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart for mountain pose, Tadasana. So we're gonna come into some sun salutations here. Breathe in to lift your arms overhead. And breathe out, fold all the way forward. Inhale to come halfway up with your hands on your shins. And exhale, bring your hands on either side and step your right foot back into a low lunge pose.
Oh, Lord.
From here, you can inhale and lift your arms overhead to create some space, maybe a slight back bend. And exhale, lower your hands down and step your foot back into a plank pose. So you're extending your right leg. And from plank pose, you can float into knee chest chin pose, Ashtangasana.
That's
Bend your
not my favorite.
arms. Your chin comes down, your elbows are hugging into each other, your hips stay high up, untuck your toes and glide into your low cobra pose. So at the beginning, I suggest to stay rather low. And then you can bend your arms and push back into a tabletop position and engage your belly for the transition to support your spine. And then from here you can tuck your toes under, find your downward facing dog. For one breath, take an inhale in your down dog. And exhale. And then bend your knees, look forward and step your right foot forward. You can take your hand to help your foot come forward. We're coming back into our low lunge. Breathe in to lift your arms high up. And breathe out, lower your hands down. Step your back foot forward into your forward fold. And breathe in to lift your arms all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. We completed half a round. So let's do the full circle. Breathe in, lift your arms high up.
Amazing. I'm already sweating.
And breathe out to fold forward. So we're going
That's
through a moving meditation. Breathe in to come halfway up. And breathe out. Bring your hands on either side of your feet, and this time step your left foot back. Inhale to reach your arms up. And exhale. Lower your hands down. Extend your legs to step into your plank pose. And then from plank, lower your knees, chest and chin between your hands. Ashtangasana, your hips stay high up. Untuck your toes and breathe in to glide into your low cobra pose, and then engage your navel to transition into your tabletop position and tuck your toes back under into your downward facing dog. Again, stay here for one breath. And then on your next inhale, bend your knees, look forward between your hands and step your left foot forward into your low lunge pose. Breathe in, lift your arms high up. And breathe out, bring your hands back and step your back foot forward into your forward fold. And breathe in, lift your arms all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands back in front of your heart for mountain pose. Close your eyes for one breath to reconnect, to get your breath back again. And then you can lower your hands on either side of your hips. And then from here, look at something that's gonna be your focus point for your concentration. And whenever you're ready, you can start and shift your weight into your left foot. So we're gonna come into a tree pose, and you can bring your foot either towards your ankle. Maybe you want to bring your foot to your shin, or maybe above your knee. Just don't put any pressure onto your knee. So either you bring your foot above your knee or below your knee. Even if it's on your ankle, it's totally fine. And wherever you are,
Is it okay to use my hand?
You can use your hand to hold your foot. If you want to release your hand at some point, you can bring your hands in front of your heart. And maybe you want to expand your tree branches, like a little tree growing in Central Park. Maybe you can imagine that you're blossoming out. Stay here for another breath. And whenever you're ready, you can let go of your foot. Maybe you just want to shake out your body. And then you can shift your weight onto the other side.
This time I really feel the difference. The tree posture really brings it
Yay,
out.
that's great. And then again, you can bring your foot onto your ankle, on your shin, or maybe above your knee, wherever you are. Don't put any pressure onto your knee joints. And then maybe your hands are in front of your heart, or you're blossoming out like a little tree. And then stay here for another breath. And whenever you're ready, can let go of your arms, your legs, just shake it out. Beautiful balancing, ladies. Amazing.
Nice trees in Central Park.
I like that analogy.
With blossoms.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
very nice.
Beautiful. And then from here, breathe in again to lift your arms all the way up. And breathe out. Fold all the way forward. Inhale, come halfway up with your hands on your shins. And exhale to come back onto the ground. And then from here, you can step into a plank pose. And maybe you want to lower your knees, chest and chin for Ashtangasana. One more time, the last one today. And then untuck your toes. Inhale to come into a full cobra pose. If that feels good for you, try to keep your shoulders away from your ears. Your neck is extended, and stay here for another breath in cobra pose. It's a very powerful pose. Your toes are really pressing into the ground. And then engage your navel for the transition into your tabletop position. And from here you can tuck your toes back under to find a downward facing dog. One more time, just to stretch out your body after the balancing that we were doing, so you can stay here for another breath. Stretch out your legs and your arms. And then from here you can lower your knees back onto the mat into a tabletop position, and this time we're gonna stretch out our arms into Anahata Asana, the shoulder opening. Just feel the stretch. Maybe your forehead comes down, maybe your chin comes onto the ground. And then you can transition back into a tabletop position. And you can just come into a seat with your legs in front of you. You can shake out your legs a little bit. And then hug your right knee into your chest. And bring your right foot to the inside of your left foot. Keep your left foot flexed. And breathe in, lift your arms high up. Breathe out to fold forward into Janu Shirshasana. You can reach towards your toes or your shin. Wherever you can reach, you're perfectly fine. Work with your breath. Breathe in to lengthen your spine and exhale, fold forward. And again, breathe in, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold forward, and just work with your breath in this pose. Try to keep your spine extended. And then on your next inhale, you can come back up. And you can extend your right foot in front of you. Hug your left knee into your chest. And bring your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Flex your right toes. Maybe you're adjusting your sitting bones. Breathe in, lift your arms high up. Breathe out, fold all the way forward. And then work with your breath on the side too. On every inhale, lengthen your spine. And on every exhale, fold forward a little bit more. And again, breathe in to lengthen your spine. And exhale. Just fold forward. And one more time, breathe in to lengthen your spine. And exhale to fold forward. And then you can slowly roll back up again. And from here you can bring both soles of your feet together.
Oh,
for
this is my
Baddha
favorite.
Konasana. Yes, mine too. I love this pose.
Yeah, it feels so good.
You can bring your heels either closer towards your hips, so you can keep them further extended. It's a really deep hip opening pose.
4 minutes.
Perfect. And then from here on your inhale, lengthen your spine. And on the exhale, you can just fold forward. And work again with your breath, similar as before. On every inhale, lengthen your spine. And on the exhale, just fold forward. And again, breathe in to lengthen your spine. And exhale to fold forward. And then just release and relax. And then from here, on your next inhale, come all the way back up again. And then you can re-extend your legs. And from here, hug your right knee into your chest. And this time bring your right foot to the outside of your left knee. Keep your left foot extended and flexed. And then hug your right knee in with your left arm and extend your right arm behind you. So it's a modified version of a seated twist. And work with your breath here. On every inhale, try to lengthen your spine. And on the exhale, maybe you can twist a little bit more and try to keep your left toes really flexed. Breathe in, lengthen your spine, and exhale, twist a little bit more. And one more time, breathe in to lengthen your spine, and exhale to twist. And then on your next inhale, come back to center. Re-extend your right leg, hug your left knee into your chest, bring your left foot to the outside of your right leg, flex your right toes, and then with your right arm, hug your left knee in and extend your left arm behind you. Keep your right toes flexed. On every inhale, lengthen your spine, and on every exhale, turn over towards your left side. And again, breathe in, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist a little bit more. And one more time, breathe in to lengthen. And exhale to twist. And then from here, you can come back to center. And then you can just let go of your foot. Extend both of your legs, and you can just take your arms and just shake out your legs.
That feels great. Feels good. Very meditative. You did give us a beautiful introduction. You said it'll be meditative movement. I love that phrase.
Exactly.
Natalie Polinger, thank you so much for being with us today, for helping us stretch. On behalf of Judy Jacob, I really would like to say, please come back anytime.
Thank you
You're
so
teaching in
much.
Paris at the moment.
I do teach
You
in
trained
Paris.
with me in New
Yes.
York, and then looks like you're flying in and out. So next time you're in town,
I'm flying
give
in
me a
and
call.
out.
And for
Thank
viewers
you.
out there who'd like to stretch with us, just know you can walk into the show anytime. You just can't walk out anytime you want, but you can walk in, and when you want to leave, our guide, whoever's teaching for the day, will guide you when you can leave. So make sure you have enough time, but you don't need anyone's permission. You don't need to tell us you're coming. Just come on in. I'd like to thank my crew. Angela, thank you so much for helping out, for hanging in there. You're flying solo today, I know, so thank you so much. And Rich, thank you for your help. Brian Breton, thanks again for all these lights and the sounds. Natalie, any parting words of advice for my viewers? You can look directly into the camera and tell them number 2.
Any advice for you is that we're here as your yoga instructors, but you're your own best teacher. So always just
right.
listen to your own body,
Your own voice.
Your own voice, exactly.
If you want to reach Natalie, all her credits, which came up in the rolling credits, but you know how to reach her, it's back on the screen again. You want to reach our show, it's yogaxpress.com. There's the postcard we follow. And that's it for today. Thank you for joining us. You've been watching Yoga Express. How are we doing, Rich? Can we keep stretching?
We're out about 10 minutes, about 30 seconds ago.
Oh, that's okay. So they didn't see the postcard, but that's fine.
Thank
I was
you.
filling in the time, but
done.
thank you.
Well done. Thank
Good.
you.
Nicely done.
Natalie, that was
Thank you.
wonderful.
That was
experience,
so
I
much
hope.
fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That
When are
was
you planning to come
wonderful.
again? That's
Well,
so good. Yogi, hug for
I'm
you
not
too,
really
Judy.
here like
Thank you
every
for coming.
couple
It's
of
always good to
months.
see you.
So I don't know, whenever you do like
When I send the email,
shows.
whenever there's a taping,
Yeah,
usually it's
that would be
Mondays.
great.
Usually it'll be Mondays if I
Yeah.
can get the studio.
Yeah, and
So
like
just gonna tape.
the latest when I'm here will be like in the winter, but I think I might be back in the fall as
Yeah.
well. So.
Send me a note, but you'll see. You're on
Yeah.
my mailing list. You'll see when
Exactly.
we're taping.
Great.
So let us know.
Yeah, this
Let us
was
know
so
when
much
you're coming.
fun.
Yeah,
Thank
that was
you.
good.
Wonderful.
And I told you it's going to be casual. See, once you get a taste of how